Monday, and we've got Dr. Christine Caulfield here from LSF Health Systems, and today we're discussing work-life balance. So welcome back to the show. Always great to see you.
Pleasure's all mine.
This is so important because for anybody, and we're going to talk about EMS week. I think it's especially important for them, but everybody, I think, especially with the remote workers, we're dealing with this a lot. It's hard to turn off.
Yes.
You know, especially when you can check emails all day, right? So almost 60% of U.S. workers say they don't have boundaries in relation to work-life balance. My husband is one of those. Are you watching, babe? Because you need to be able to, you know, tune it out at a certain point of the night. So experts have long stressed the importance of having that greater work-life balance. But what does that actually look like?
You know, you really have to have that balance, because if you don't, you're really at risk for burnout. And so work-life balance means as much time as you spend at work, you need to have that same amount of time devoted to relationships, your home, your family, your friends.
Yes, because I do get annoyed sometimes. So that can sometimes cause a little conflict when you're like, can we just relax and watch this movie, and you're not just on your phone checking every email that doesn't need to be answered right at that moment.
There you go.
All right, so how does maintaining a healthy work-life balance contribute to our overall well-being?
It really adds a lot of balance, and it's so important for us to have that, because without balance, we miss joy. And so it's very important to factor in joy as well. Do things that bring you pleasure, because work can be very stressful, very intense. So we have to balance that out with fun activities and things that make you feel good.
Yeah, take your mind off of it so you can actually de-stress. And of course,
most definitely.
Speaking of stress, you know, the first responders, they deal with a lot of that. It is National EMS week. So what are some common challenges that EMTs and even paramedics face?
You know, a lot of times we don't realize how stressful our EMT workers are. You know, their workplace is so intense, so filled with lots of trauma every single day. And so they really need to focus on work-life balance, because they are working 24/7 a lot of times. They have irregular work schedules. They're working on the holidays, weekends. And a lot of times they miss that interaction to be able to bring in that balance with family and friends and things they enjoy.
Yeah, and we were talking off camera. I mean, with certain jobs like that, you might not be checking emails all night because you're not working remotely, but you have images in your head that you sometimes just can't. I mean, you can't unsee something, you know, if you saw a disaster or, you know, tragic incident that you're helping with. So how can EMS workers and other first responders recognize the signs of burnout, and what can they do to kind of help that?
Some of the signs of burnout are feeling very disconnected with others, wanting to isolate, feeling chronically exhausted, not really enjoying your job anymore, doesn't give you any charge or pleasure, you know, wanting to really, again, isolate and disconnect. That's the last thing you want to do. You want to connect with others. You want to be sure that you're having that healthy balance. You want to really focus as much time as you have at work with your family and friends, and bring in, again, those fun activities to balance out that stress.
Well, this is so important. Thank you so much for joining us to talk more about it. A good reminder for those of you out there, but if somebody wants a little bit more help, how can LSF Health Systems get involved with them?
Great question. Well, we at LSF Health Systems have a special program for our first responders. All they have to do, and their family members too, is call 211, identify as a first responder or a family member, and you will be connected with a peer specialist, somebody that's walked a mile in your shoes. Within 24 hours, start that journey on balance, healthy life.
Yeah, and that's also nice to know that there are people who have dealt with it, because I think a lot of people take better, like they'll want to take their recommendations maybe a little bit easier than someone who's never dealt with what they've dealt with.
Exactly. You know what I mean? And our website too, stayfitforduty.org.
Oh, there you go.
Great resources.
Awesome. We always love having you. Thank you again for helping us out with that today.
My